What is up guys, Ornaments here and welcome back to another video, and this video is about comparing the last year's Christmas event and this year's Christmas event. So as you guys know, the 1.11 update came out and this update is the Christmas event, and the 1.6.12 update was the 2017's Christmas event. And so I'm gonna be comparing the 1.11 and the 1.6.12 update. So the first thing we're going to be looking at is the Christmas tree. So both of the events had the Christmas tree, but the recipes were different. So 2017, you have to have a tree sapling in order to make a Christmas tree, but for this year you can just have 10 logs, 15 ropes and 10 tapes. So it's a little bit easier. But for the Christmas recipe, last year it had a lot of recipes, like it has a lot of items like the pine cones, bells and whatnot, but for this year it's a lot cheaper. But this thing, the wooden figure, is kind of hard to get, so that's another thing about this thing. So this thing is hard to get. Okay, for last year you had to craft the light bulb and other things too. So for this one you had to go to the crafting station, so go to the Nicky Santa bench, and then you had to craft the ornament like that. But for this year, you can just find it in zones. So speaking of ornament, last year we had a thing called the Nicky Santa bench. So it was a workbench that allows us to make the ornament for the Christmas event. So you can craft those items, and these are the recipes for that thing. But for this year, we can just find them in zones, so it kind of compensates. For the last year, the crowbar texture changed and also the bat texture changed to something fancy. So the crowbar changed into like a candy cane texture, and the bat, it changed into a really colorful and bright bat thingy, right? But for this year, well, we can kind of compensate for the lack of decoration by just going to the modification. But I think the texture for the last event was a lot prettier in my opinion than a modification for the weapons. But for the zombies in the zones, the zombies texture changed, so the zombies are now something else. So let's go to the zone and let's see what I'm talking about. So as you see right here, we can see a zombie named Henchman. So this is a new zombie that is new in this update, but for the last year we did not have any new zombies like this. Okay, so for the next one we're going to be comparing, it is the event. So for the last year we had an event called the Nick Santa event. So if you go there, then we can get the gift. So we have to first save the Nick Santa, and then he's gonna be giving you a gift. So as you guys can see, there's two buttons, but it doesn't matter which one you press, you're just gonna get the same gift. But for this year we have a new event also, but this event is a snowy racetrack. So I do like the idea that they went with a whole new zone, like a snowy racetrack, instead of the old one, like the Nick Santa. But for this one, it's a little bit different from the last year's event. So this is a snowmobile race, so we can get items by racing it. But for last year, we can just get the item by just a click of a button, and it was that easy. But for last year, it was just one time only, but this year, we can get it infinite amount of time. I mean, not infinite, but we can get it a lot of time. And also another thing that is different is that for the last year, if we go right here, then this guy was the Nick Santa in the last event. So here's a picture from the last year, and if I put stuffs in this box, like the Christmas ornament, then I'm gonna be gaining points, and I can redeem points right here, so I can get new items like this. So yeah, so the old Christmas event had a lot more items and weapons than this year. So that's a really sad thing about this Christmas event. But for this year, we can just trade for these three items, and you know, that's it. This is literally it. For the last thing we're gonna be comparing, last year we had a thing called Deer Saving Event. So if you go to any zones in Last Year on Earth, then you can sometimes find a deer getting attacked by wolves, specialists, or like military dudes. So if you save the deer, then the deers are gonna be running away from the map, and the deers are gonna be going to the Nicky Santa map, or the Nicky Santa event. And if you save 3 reindeers, then you can exchange for more variety of items for point. But for this year, we have none of those. But I did see 2 wolves and infected wolf trying to eat a deer, and that's everything. Like seriously, that was it. But at least for this year, we have mystery boxes in the zones, so you can get Christmas boxes. So if you open the wooden box or the Christmas box or mystery box, then you can get something like puppies, Christmas ornaments, or other stuff like that. So yeah, that was it for today's video, guys, of comparing the 2017 Christmas event and 2018 Christmas event. Thank you for watching, and see you guys in the next video.